manga began with a man named Akiyoshi, who was walking home while speaking to someone on the phone. He assured them that he would submit the manuscript as soon as possible. Until recently, Akiyoshi had been living alone, but everything changed when a strange little girl suddenly appeared in his life. One evening, as he entered his house and announced that he was home, a girl greeted him with a complaint. She said he was late and grumbled that she was starving. It all started the day Akiyoshi returned home to find a girl with a blank expression squatting beside his door. As he walked past her, she didn't say a word but continued to stare at him. Internally, Akiyoshi decided to ignore her and proceeded to unlock his door. But just as he was about to step inside, she tugged on his sleeve and quietly asked if she could come in. Although she was clearly awkward and had become a point of concern among the neighbors, Akiyoshi made a spontaneous decision to let her stay for the night. As he welcomed her in, he offered her an eel bento. Before he could even fetch a pair of chopsticks, she began eating directly from the container, pressing her face into the food. Akiyoshi protested, asking her not to eat that way. She looked at him and questioned why not, saying that eating like that was fun. As he held his head in disbelief, she laughed and declared that the food was super tasty. Seeing how much she was enjoying herself, Akiyoshi chose not to scold her further. He told her not to interrupt him while he worked and instructed her to clean up after eating. However, before he could even settle into his desk, she appeared right behind him. Without warning, she hugged him from behind and asked him to play with her. The sudden contact made him blush. He explained that he was busy and couldn't play, but she was persistent. She reminded him that he had said the same thing the day before and accused him of being boring with a capital B. Still, he declined, saying he was on a tight deadline. When he asked her to wait for a bit, she didn't respond. He checked if she was even listening. Instead of replying, she stuck out her tongue and licked his cheek, telling him she liked his smell. Startled, Akiyoshi screamed. He sat her down and told her he would play with her when he had time. She asked if he really meant it, and he said he did, asking her to be a good girl in the meantime. But she seemed to lose interest and began humming to herself. As he walked away, Akiyoshi couldn't help but think that the girl was truly strange, and that she acted just like a cat. Later, the girl picked up a photo from Akiyoshi's desk and asked if it was a picture of a cat he used to have. Still working, he replied that it was. The cat's name was Cheyen. The girl repeated the name questioningly. Akiyoshi told her that while Cheyen had been a bit of a rascal, she was also the sweetest creature one could meet. He continued, his voice softening with emotion. With a melancholic smile, he explained that Cheyen had died in a fire that had destroyed his previous home. The situation had been so dangerous that firefighters hadn't allowed him to approach the burning house. His cat, trapped inside, hadn't been able to escape. He had screamed, desperately trying to let them know Cheyen was still in there. He shouted until he thought his lungs would burst. But it had all been in vain. In an instant, he lost everything. People tried to comfort him, saying he should be grateful he had survived. But he couldn't accept that. To him, Cheyen was family. Even now, he confessed if she were still alive, he would never want to be apart from her. Realizing he had said too much, Akiyoshi apologized and fell asleep not long after. In his dream, he saw Cheyen, alive and well. He couldn't believe it. As he reached out to touch her, he wondered if it was real or just a dream. Grateful just to see her again, he smiled. But when he opened his eyes, it wasn't Cheyen he saw. It was the strange girl's face hovering above him. She told him he was finally awake and, without warning, lay down on him. Confused, Akiyoshi asked what she was doing. She ignored him and started licking his belly. Then she declared that she was doing it as thanks for letting her stay or something like that. He was understandably baffled. Then they did a little adult play. During the act, a startling change occurred. Cat ears appeared on the girl's head. Realizing her secret had been revealed, the girl admitted the truth. She was Cheyen. She knew it sounded unbelievable, so she showed him a bracelet and asked if he remembered it. She reminded him how it used to slip off her neck all the time. Stunned, Akiyoshi called out her name and embraced her. Tears welled up in his eyes as he clung to her, overwhelmed with relief and joy. He thought that she was gone forever, but now she was back. Cheyen smiled and reassured him, telling him it was okay because she had returned. The two then resumed their adult play. The next morning, Akiyoshi woke up, exhausted. As he rubbed his neck, he wondered if everything that happened was a dream. But then he noticed the bracelet, Cheyen's bracelet, lying beside him. And next to it was Cheyen herself, fast asleep. Moments later, she yawned and greeted him cheerfully. Akiyoshi couldn't contain his emotions. He cried again, tears of happiness, grateful that she was there beside him, just like she used to be. He wept uncontrollably, overjoyed that it hadn't been a dream after all. The title is
Shion no Hana.